Welcome to Cooper's Cogitations, another episode. We're going to go back to the Third Amendment. Thou shalt not take the Lord of thy God's name in vain, for a little further investigation. In the Myth of Separation by David Barton, page 55, no free government now exists in the world unless where Christianity is acknowledged. And is the religion of the country, its foundations are broad, strong, and deep. It is the purest system of morality, the firmest auxiliary and only stable support of all human laws. Christianity is part of the common law, the natural law, which we discussed previously. The act against blasphemy is neither obsolete nor virtually repealed, nor is Christianity inconsistent with our free government or the genius of the people. While our own free constitution secures liberty of conscience and freedom of religious worship to all, is not necessary to maintain that any one man should have the right publicly to vilify the religion of his neighbors or the country. These two privileges are directly opposed to the First Amendment of the Constitution. Now, the First Amendment of the Constitution, let me see if I can find that quickly and I'll read it. First Amendment to the Constitution says, the right of the people. Well, I have it here somewhere, but I have so many papers, I haven't found it. Okay, but I will read it as soon as I find it. Okay, but anyway, in the People versus Ruggles in 1811, the Supreme Court in New York, this is 1811, this case was not only cited in a previous case, okay? The events and surrounding facts are described. The defendant, you could either find this in the separation or go online and find it, was indicted December 1810 for that he did on the 2nd of May, day of September 1810, wickedly, maliciously, blasphemously utter with a loud voice, publish in the presence and hearing of divers good and Christian people of and concerning the Christian religion and of and concerning Jesus Christ, the false, scandalous, malicious, wicked, blasphemous words following. Jesus Christ was a bastard. His mother was a whore. On contempt of the Christian religion, the defendant was tried and found guilty and was sentenced by the court to be in prison for 3 months and to pay a fine of $500, which back in 1811 was a significant sum of money. Isn't that interesting? They did those things in 1811 and he was jailed and fined. Won't find that today, will you? The Chief Justice of the New York Supreme Court during the case was Chancellor James Kent, the author of Commentaries on the American Law. His writings, along with Blackstone, were taught to lawyers for years before they had law schools. Then both Blackstone's commentaries and Kent's commentaries went to American law schools when they finally got around to creating them, which, as far as I'm concerned, was a mistake and still is. Blackstone has eventually been kicked out of American law schools. Natural law is too much. And BYU kicked out Blackstone probably around 2009, or maybe 2010. But even BYU Law Schools kicked out Blackstone's commentaries. I don't know if anyone has Kent's commentaries on American law. I'll have to ask my lawyer associates. Now, Updegraff versus the Commonwealth in 1824, the Supreme Court of Pennsylvania. Abner Updegraff, the 12th day of December, 1821, not having the fear of God before his eyes, contriving and intending to scandalize and bring into disrepute and vilify the Christian religion, the scriptures of truth in the presence and hearing of several persons, did unlawfully, wickedly, premeditatedly, despitefully, and blasphemously say that the Holy Scriptures were a mere fable, that they were a contradiction, that although they contained a great many good things, yet they were contained a great many lies, to the great dishonor of Almighty God, to the great scandal of the Christian profession of this Christian religion. Wow, this is court opinion. Jury have found that the defendant did speak words of that substance in temper and with the intent stated. This verdict concludes everything like innocent of intention. It finds a malicious intention of the speaker to vilify the Christian religion, the scriptures. This court cannot look beyond the record nor take any notice of the allegation that the words were uttered by the defendant, a member of the debating association which convened weekly for discussion and mutual information, that the expressions were used in the course of argument or of religious question, that there is an association which is so serious a subject is treated with so much levity, indecency, and scurrility existing in this city, I am sorry to hear, for it would prove a nursery of vice, a school of preparation to qualify young men for the gallows and young women for the brothel. Wait a minute. So if you take the scriptures out of schools, out of circulation, and out of our society, young men would be fit for the gallows, when crime would go up, and young women would be fit for the brothel. Oh, you mean promiscuity? Oh, you mean promiscuity? Boys and girls, boys and boys, girls and girls, animals, children, incest, whatever. Gee. So they took the Bible out, and that's what happened. Surprise, surprise. Isn't that amazing? And there is not a skeptic of decent manners and good morals who would not consider such debating clubs a common nuisance, disgrace to the city. For their tenor of the words, it is impossible they could be spoken seriously and conscientiously in discussion of a religious or theological topic. There's nothing of argument in the language. It was the outpouring of an invective so vulgarly shocking and insulting that the lowest grade of civil authority ought not to be subject to it. But when it's spoken in a Christian land and to a Christian audience, the highest offense contra bonus mores, and even if Christianity was not part of the law of the land, which it is the popular religion of the country, an insult on which would be indictable as directly tending to disturb public peace. The courts held that if you infringe upon freedom of religion, if you attack the Christian religion, debased it, demeaned it, then because that is the foundation of America, because that is the foundation of the Constitution, that our laws supported Christianity, that the judicial pronouncements were Christian, that the executive pronouncements were Christianity, that the organic utterances were Christianity, then you've attacked the founder of our country. You've attacked Jesus Christ. You're treason. You're treasonous. Ruggles found that out. Okay. Look, that's enough for this segment. We'll come back to the Church of the Holy Trinity versus the United States in our next session. Thank you.